Jude Bellingham to Liverpool. The deal is definitely closer than ever before. Hello everyone, and thank you for being part of the Liverpool chapter with me, your host Abu Kals, as I'm more than ready to bring to you the latest straight as it comes in. And we are definitely talking sport. We are talking about different things that definitely will be happening in the summer transfer window as far as Liverpool is definitely concerned. Where are you watching from? Which part of the world are you watching from? Just make it a point to subscribe, please. We're definitely talking about a few things that are going to be happening in this summer transfer window. And one of the things that is going to be happening, we are going to be listening. We're going to be talking about a few things, and also, but mainly the main target for Liverpool in this summer transfer window is none other than Jude Bellingham, who is a great football player. Jude Bellingham, undoubtedly, he is a wonderful football player. For those of you who do not know who Jude Bellingham is, actually, he is a wonderful talent. Will be remember that he is 19 years old right about now, and he's been haunted for by quite a big number of clubs, with Real Madrid coming on board and saying that they also want Jude Bellingham, and also Manchester United showing interest, Arsenal showing interest, in the latest being Manchester City also showing quite a lot of interest in the young superstar. So it will be remembered that a lot has been said, but not much has been done about this gentleman, about this football player from Borussia Dortmund, the English international. And he's been playing for Borussia Dortmund for quite a long period of time now, but he's 19, but he's got quite a lot of experience. He's played with a lot of big clubs, and he's managed to beat them. He's managed to play quite well, and that's why he is definitely a big figure. That's why he's being counted for by quite a big number of clubs. It will be remembered that Jude Bellingham, in the summer transfer window, last summer transfer window, he was heavily linked to the club Liverpool, but it didn't go on as expected, as people wanted. He was linked to Liverpool in talks. There were quite a lot of talks about him joining the club Liverpool, but it didn't go on as planned. And right in the January transfer window, it went closer in Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp and the management at Liverpool had talks with this gentleman, but still it didn't go on quite well. And in the World Cup, we had a few football players like Robertson also talking to him and stuff. A lot. A lot of football players definitely talked to him, and also a lot of football players talked to him, and also a lot of journalists also asked his opinion, plus agents also, and also his relatives also had a few words with this gentleman, but definitely things didn't go on quite well. However, it will be remembered that he's been good friends. He's definitely been good friends with Jordan Henderson, and also in the World Cup, Henderson tried his level best to make sure that they can exchange a few words and tell him to join Liverpool, but it didn't result into anything. But they say rumor has it right about now that there is possibly could be showing some results in this transfer window, as you already know that in this transfer window, the summer transfer window is quite lengthy. It will give Liverpool quite a lot of time. However, it will be remembered still that despite the fact that he's been haunted for, he's been wanted by Real Madrid, Manchester City, Manchester United, and Arsenal, plus Chelsea showing a bit of interest also. His favorite club to join is Liverpool, simply because himself is from Liverpool, and he's been wanting to come back to the Premier League. That's to come and play in the Premier League. That's what he's said of recent. He's come out and said of recent that he definitely wants to come to the Premier League and play in the Premier League. He doesn't want to play abroad. And where does that leave Real Madrid? Real Madrid, definitely that leaves Real Madrid a bit a distance away, and that is a disadvantage for Real Madrid in the race for Jude Bellingham. So if Real Madrid is put aside, they have shown interest and they are willing to pay, but it's not going on their side as we speak. So we need to put to comparison and see who is going to take Jude Bellingham in this summer transfer window. So we've got Arsenal and we've got Liverpool, then we've got Manchester City, and we've got Chelsea, with also Newcastle also showing interest, by the way. So we will start with Arsenal, and I think Arsenal is definitely ruled out in this one because the amount of money that Jude Bellingham costs. Jude Bellingham is 183 million pound, and Arsenal is not known for spending over 100 million pound on one football player in any transfer. Arsenal is not known for that in recent days, so that could be a negative for Arsenal. I think Arsenal might not be able to get him, despite the fact that they need a good football player. They need a player like him. Because Arsenal has played, we must say it played well the last season. It definitely did play well, but they need somebody like Jude Bellingham in their squad. But definitely, I should say it won't happen because I don't think they might have the money, but the willingness, there is a difference between having the money and the willingness of a football player to join, and also the willingness of the will of the club to pay that amount of money. So with Arsenal, I think Arsenal is definitely going to be out of this. Then Newcastle United could be a potential threat to Liverpool. I think Newcastle should be seen as a threat because Newcastle United is on its way up, and they've got the money and they want to spend the money. They have been calculative on how they are spending money, how they spent money in the summer transfer window. In the January transfer window, I was definitely very calculative, putting in mind that they will need to spend more in the summer transfer window without FFP rules catching up with them. So definitely, I think that could be a good thing. A good thing for them because they've got money, but still putting Newcastle United and Liverpool United in comparison to who could be taking Jude Bellingham, I think Liverpool still has the upper hand. And the fact that Liverpool had withdrawn, and right about now they came back, and after coming back they have come and said they definitely want this gentleman. They had withdrawn due to the amount of money. Liverpool had left the race because of the amount of money Jude Bellingham costs, because he is right about now at 183 million pound, and that's quite a lot of money for the club Liverpool. But they can afford it, but they do not intend to pay lots of money. But for some reason they came back and they said they are in the race. Liverpool is definitely in the race. So Newcastle could bring a little bit of headache to Liverpool. However, it's not. Newcastle is, despite the fact that they want him, despite the fact that Newcastle want him, Jude Bellingham is not so much into Newcastle. He's not. It's not that he doesn't like Newcastle, but it's not his will to go to Newcastle. But we will be, because he's from Liverpool. He has always wanted to play for Liverpool for quite a long period of time, and right about now he's been given the opportunity. So I think Newcastle could be lying behind. However, it will be remembered that we can compare two in this circumstance. There was also a circumstance that happened with Arsenal and Chelsea with a football player called Mikhail Mudryk. Mikhail Mudryk himself wanted to go to Arsenal, but Arsenal didn't have the money to pay, and Chelsea pulled out with 100 million pound and definitely had to take the football player, had to take the star. So I personally think that Liverpool definitely need to act fast if they want to take this gentleman on. Liverpool definitely need to act fast and pay the cash before Newcastle can do it. Then Newcastle, we've seen it as a potential threat. Then we also need to look at Manchester United. Manchester United isn't in the best of positions, though. They have played quite a bit well in the summer transfer window. It's in the summer, sorry. In the last season, they played well in last season. And now seeing who between Manchester United and Manchester United and Liverpool FC, Liverpool Football Club, who could be taking Jude Bellingham, who's got the upper hand for Jude Bellingham. I think Manchester United also could be a potential threat to this transfer because Manchester United have got a new manager with new demands, and that's Eric Ten Hag, and he's much liked by the Manchester United fans for spotting good talent. And as he's said, Jude Bellingham definitely the club could be cashing on some money on him because first of all, they are above. They are definitely good in the records. FFP rules. They are definitely all right, and therefore he could be. It could be a potential threat. There could be a bit of a fight between Manchester United and Liverpool, but still. The fact that Jude Bellingham is a Scouser, he would like to play for Liverpool than Manchester United. So still, the other could be a threat, but the favourite could definitely still be Liverpool. And then putting to comparison with Manchester City, Manchester City has come out and said that they will pay any amount of money Borussia Dortmund asks. If Borussia Dortmund wants any money that it asks, you will be ready to pay because Borussia Dortmund put a price tag on him, £183 million, and Manchester City came out and said, if you want £183 million, I'll definitely pay that. I'll pay that for Jude Bellingham, and not only will I pay that for Jude Bellingham, but I will also give him good wages when he comes to Manchester City. So it goes down to Jude Bellingham as a football player, whether he wants the money or the love for the game at his home soil. Anyway, but that's an insane amount of money. Manchester City will be putting in consideration that they are being investigated by FA over FFP rules. Definitely, that puts Manchester City in a very bad position. Very bad, definitely, because this amount of money we are talking about is £183 million for Jude Bellingham. And if Manchester City spends that amount of money on one football player, then they've got a lot of questions to answer. As already last time, a few months ago, a launch was made in investigation of breaching the financial fair play rules by Manchester City. So it won't be looking forward to spending quite a lot of money, and it will be calculative on whom it spends their money on. They might not even be quite active in this summer transfer window. They might be a bit slow in this transfer window, in this summer transfer window, because of the FFP rules. Financial fair play rules, and it's quite understandable for the FFP rules to say, look, Man City, you cannot spend that amount of money. You're buying anyone. The game is not being fair. You've got almost every big football player. The game is not being any fair. So I think in that perspective, I definitely think that Liverpool is still the favorite in this one, and that's why we came up and said the deal to Liverpool is definitely closer than ever before. The deal of Jude Bellingham to Liverpool is closer than ever before, because when you put to comparison all the clubs, and we left Real Madrid because Real Madrid is abroad and is not in England, and Jude Bellingham said in capital letters that he wants to play football in the Premier League, and that rules out Real Madrid. But that does not rule it out 100%. With football, anything can happen. So we think this could be the best moment for the club Liverpool to get its football together. Make sure that the football players definitely play like a team, more especially in away games. Home games for Liverpool have not been bad the last season, but away games have been horrible. They've not performed quite well on away games, and they also need to reinforce in different sectors, and that's why they are looking at Jude Bellingham, and that's why Jude Bellingham is definitely seen as a deal that is seen as a football player that is most likely going to end up at Liverpool. Otherwise, thank you for being part of this, and make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Liverpool related, right about here at the Liverpool chapter with me, your host Abu Kals. Thank you and goodbye for now.